Hi, welcome to Cocina ni Gladys. Today we are preparing pork belly adobo. So it's one of the more famous dishes in the Philippines. So we have the basic ingredients, which is the vinegar, soy sauce, and then the garlic and pepper and bay leaf. But I usually do like a little kick, so it's my take in adobo. So I'm gonna add a little bit of Worcestershire and then some sugar and then onion. So we'll get everything prepped and then we'll be back. Alright, so I already have washed my hands and everything. Always make sure that we start off with a sharp knife. It's much more easier to work with a sharper knife and it's much more safer for you guys. So there's only two ingredients that I really need to cut besides the pork. I really don't want to cut the garlic. I just want to smash it. Because sometimes there's bits and pieces of garlic that it's nice eating. You have that taste that mixes with the dish, and I like to eat a little bit of garlic when I'm eating my adobo. So it's the most easiest thing to do with garlic is basically after you peel it is you smash it and then remove the skin. Way easier, make your life easier. Some garlic already comes peeled. I like the garlic with peel still because it has more stronger flavor, and I don't like buying the garlic that are in the bottle. I don't feel that has a strong garlic flavor. That's my opinion. Don't take it against me. And I really usually like to use a lot of garlic. I already have probably 8 garlic cloves here for 3-pound pork. I usually use a whole head of garlic. I like garlic flavor in my adobo. It helps with the taste, and it removes the porky taste of the dish. So just smush it, brings out the oil of the garlic. And then just put it aside. So it depends on your preference, how much garlic you want to use. If you really don't like garlic that much, then cut it down to probably just 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. And then I want to use 1 whole onion. And then we don't mince it, we just cut into strips. And remember guys, I'm not a chef, so I don't have that cutting skills that they have. See how it's easier if it's sharp? It cuts straight and so much easier. You don't have to force it. That's where you accidentally cut yourself when you try to push, try to pressure and push it down. I think for this one, it's just like probably a 3/4 of an onion. And then put it aside. And basically that's it. Let's get the pork ready. I need to wash the pork and then cut it down to bite-sized pieces, and then we'll be back. All right, my pan is hot. I already have my cooking oil in my pan. I use canola oil. So first, what we're gonna do is basically saute the garlic. I like the flavor of a toasted garlic in adobo, so I wait for it until it gets really brown, not burnt. So try to move it around and turn it. We have like the big slices of garlic here, so it cooks evenly. You can just like smell, if we have like smell-o-vision, the smell of the garlic, it smells so good. May scare off vampires and other human beings that don't like garlic, but I love garlic. So wait until it's golden brown. One of the additional ingredients that I forgot to mention, which I am gonna add in the description below, is the water. Because we are working with pork belly, so we need to make sure that the pork belly is soft. So that's why we use water to help soften it and help it stew. So we're almost there. It's almost turning golden brown. You'll see the difference with the flavor if you toast your garlic. You'll have like a big difference with the adobo's flavor. All right, and then we add the onions. So just wait for the onions to be translucent and then we'll add the pork. Sometimes I add the salt when I'm doing the onions, but since adobo has soy sauce is our salty taste. But you can add salt later if it's not too salty for you and you like it salty. You can add some more salt if you want. But I usually am satisfied with just the soy sauce and the Worcestershire sauce. All right, now we add the pork. So like you can see, I cut the pork pieces to this size. It will still shrivel up. So if you cut it too small, you'll end up with very small bite-sized pieces of pork. And I really don't like that. So I usually just not fry it, but cook it in the oil first before I add the soy sauce. Use medium heat for these. Food are usually better like slow cook. So this is going to take a while. We'll try to speed it up and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so my pork has browned already. I already added my Worcestershire sauce with the soy sauce. All right. So we have different kinds of adobos in the Philippines. We have the dry adobo, which I think it's more of like the northern region, if I'm not mistaken. They have the adobo that has the coconut milk. They have the adobo that has some soupy consistency to it. I was used to the dry adobo, which my mom originally taught me how to do, but my husband, he likes the a little sauce, so my adobo became saucy. So it's up to you. What is your preference? Do you want like a dry dish or you want like a saucy dish? And then it's my husband actually wanted the adobo to be a little bit more sweeter, so I started adjusting my adobo to his taste. Alright, so this is gonna stew for a while, and then we'll add the water. We'll render the fat first because it brings more flavor when you render the fat. So render the fat first, and then when you see like the fat coming out a little bit, you add the water. Not too much, you just add a little bit at a time. You don't want a soup adobo. As long as we have the pork soften up a little bit, then you're good. So we'll wait again until the fat renders, and then we'll be back. Okay, while it's cooking in soy sauce, to add more flavor to it, you can add your bay leaves. And then I love pepper, so I'm gonna use a lot of pepper, which my husband does not really like. Doesn't like biting into peppers. So you can just like pick it out if you want to. If you're not into pepper that much, then reduce the pepper. So we have our own preference, so it's up to you. So I still don't have any fat rendering yet, so I'll wait a little bit more. And it's gonna take a while for this to soften up. We want it to be a little bit on the gooey side, kind of soft. All right, I'm gonna bring it a little closer so you know what I'm talking about. So that's when you see that the fat is rendering from the pork. Okay. So now the pork is still a little bit hard, so we're gonna add some water and then wait until we render some more fat again. So this will stew a little bit. Again, a couple more minutes until the pork is fork tender. If you see my orange there, I use that to remove like the smell when I cook the food. Alright. So you can see it has rendered so much fat. And then you see how the pork shrunk. So if you have cut it into smaller pieces, then you'll end up with like super teeny tiny pork bellies. So now you can add your vinegar. Okay, and then don't stir it once you add the vinegar. Let it cook for a couple of minutes, and then for me, I'm gonna add a little bit more water. As I've said again, my husband wants it a little more saucy, and then we'll add the sugar at the later part, and then we are ready to eat and plate. Okay, now we're adding the sugar. So you see how brown it is, and then the fat has rendered. My husband likes that. He actually like douses his rice with it. And then yes, we do have rice ready. And now he's the one holding the camera, so he's gonna taste it. You see how soft it is? Let me just grab the fork. The skin is super soft. So it's fork tender. So now, this is the fat. It's not really healthy. You can use your adobo. You can use this as your adobo rice. And then you can do other kinds of adobo like chicken. They have like, I used to do like mussels. Perfect. All right, so he's happy with it. So that is it. This is our pork belly adobo. And we are gonna plate it, and then we're ready to eat. All right. All right, so this is the final product. So we did the adobo rice. So again, if you want, you can use the drippings that was in the pan, and then just put the rice that you have and then mix it around. And then you can use like garlic, mince the garlic, brown it, and then put it on top if you want to, but I did not do that. And then we have it here. So if you did like the recipe, please like and subscribe to my channel. And then you can use like the bell on the side so you are updated when the new recipe is coming out. And then of course, per tradition, I have my husband doing the taste test.
So soft.
And of course, his adobo rice.
Perfect.
Alright, thanks guys. See you in the next video.